Hello and welcome back, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Today, let's take a look at truth and illusion and why illusion appears true. Because it does. It appears true and solid and foundational and concrete and real to us here in the world. And, well, why should that be? Let's take a look at that. And as always, there will be a conversation about what you can do about it right now, today, which turns out to be a lot right here in the present moment. Now, we all have these days on the spiritual path, don't we, where it doesn't feel like any of this is even working. And why are we investing our time in this drivel, this nonsense? There's another word in the English language that starts with an S, and the second letter is an H. Why are we putting ourselves through all this stuff? Yeah. I mean, there are days like that where it feels like nothing that we've ever paid attention to, nothing that we've ever invested our time in, nothing perhaps that we've ever invested our money in is bringing us any closer to the truth. We have days like that, which is why, as always, it's very, very important that you're here right now listening to the message of our inner teacher, the Holy Spirit. Yeah, it's very, very important because we could be off doing literally anything else here in the world. We could. We could be off scrolling our social media feed, which inevitably brings us down because someone is a troll or somebody, often a friend or family member who sees things differently than we do, has a platform on the internet to say whatever it is they wish to say. And so they do. We have this experience every day. We get a bill in the mail, the credit card bill, the light bill. We have to juggle finances sometimes, or if you're not doing that, perhaps you're engaged in a stressful line of work. And if you're retired, then there's always something else, right? There's always something to yank our attention away in the world. So it's of utmost importance that you continue to show up for yourself and everything that lives. Simply show up for yourself. There is no one out there. Every act of forgiveness benefits you. Who else would it benefit? There is no one out there. It's very important what you're doing, even paying attention to this conversation today. So I thank you very, very much for that. Really. So, in considering the subject of truth and illusion, let's just back up for a moment here. Let's back up and take a closer look at the statement that all of this is a dream. It is not reality. Now, A Course in Miracles insists on this, as well it should. However, it is not the only spiritual tradition in the world to posit that this is a dream. If you have ever studied Buddhism in any of its schools, that idea is very likely to have come up in other traditions as well. So it's nothing new. This world of what we could refer to as compound phenomena of bodies that appear to be distinct and separate from one another, of our modern nation states and shifting tectonic plates, replete with tsunamis and volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, and the like. everything constantly changing, even if it appears to be standing still. It's all in constant flux. All of the quick, rapid fire change in the world can, in fact, seem brutally overwhelming at times. And here we all find ourselves on this thing called the spiritual path. And here is a talking head, a mere pixelated image on your screen telling you, based on A Course in Miracles, what else? That this is a dream. Dream. Dream, all of this, a dream. The body, what appear to be other people's bodies, space time, the oceans, the sun, the moon, the solar system, the world itself, a dream, illusion. Yet, here we appear to find ourselves convincing ourselves, as we've been conditioned to convince ourselves, that it's true, that this frail device is our home, our chosen home. Well, deep down, we all know where this conversation's going. Of course, all roads, all doors lead to exactly the same place, God, who, which is, by the way, the only reality. All else is illusion. You'll hear that again, perhaps on this conversation, on this very video. And if you don't hear it from me, if this is the last time that you ever tune in here, you'll hear it again from someone else. Doesn't matter where you heard it first. We often have to hear things over and over again as adult learners. Just the way we learn, all of us. This looks and feels concrete and real and true because we want it to be true. We want illusion to be true. We want unreality to be real. So we see it as real. We appear to feel it as real. We take all of our circumstances, whether they're highly dramatic or very calm, to be real. We take our experience, our collection of experiences here in the world, to be life. Yet here we are on the spiritual path because we've acknowledged something deep down, that what appears to be our life is not our actual life. What appears to be real is not real. We've all deep down formulated this exact same thought. Now, it does not make any difference whatsoever if you were consciously aware of formulating such thought at the time. You don't have to be. You don't have to be, because our inner teacher is always at work on us. How is this possible? It's part of our mind that's always speaking to us of truth. Sometimes we're listening, and you have been multiple times. So thank you for that. Really. Here you are. Amidst all of the other content out there on the internet, you're right here. It says a lot. In fact, it tells me everything I need to know. So let's all stick around, shall we? I've said something very, very important here over the past couple of minutes about illusion and our wanting it to be true. We want to be a body, so voila, we appear to be a body. We want this world to be our reality, so voila, it is to us in our sleep, our reality. What's the powerful thing here? We want this to be true. What if you were to flip the script? What if you chose, instead of wanting illusion to be true, what if you chose to bring all of this illusion to light, to truth? What if you did not want this to be true? What if you wanted, actively wanted, and cultivated the want, the desire to see something else entirely? What if you wanted the peace of God and nothing else? What would you then see? You are that powerful, I insist. Doesn't mean you feel like it right now. I get that. If you were to want the peace of God and nothing else, what would you see? See, we have all wanted to see a wild parade of excess activity and frustration, a world of bodies that are extraordinarily limited, no matter how miraculous we say it is, that it can regenerate cells and heal itself of wounds, which it can. And that's all very cool. It's a limitation. I mean, does the body last forever? Is it eternal? Certainly not. This all boils down to our choice. We have wanted this dream world to be true, so we've made it so. If you want the peace of God, what will you then see? If you want the peace of God and nothing else, what will you then see? Exactly. It's a choice. On many videos, the topic of our choice, our power of decision in the present moment comes up. We do have a choice. Really, it's the only choice. It's between truth or illusion, God or the ego, the Holy Spirit or the ego, magnitude, limitlessness, and severe limitation, life or death, if you prefer, light or dark. Every moment of every day, we get to choose. It is a power. You may feel completely powerless in the world. You are not. Far from it. You do have the power of decision right now. You could choose to see the world completely forgiven. You could choose to see love in place of fear. You could choose the peace of God. What will you then see? Right, exactly. We spend a lot of time in the world doubting ourselves. I know that you can relate to this. Whether you are aware that you do it all the time, and some people are, right? Or whether we're aware we do it some of the time, or we're not aware of it at all, we appear to be here having this conversation because we have identified with the ego, with this false sense of separation. We've identified with littleness and we've sold ourselves short, short, way short. And the question, and only you can answer this for yourself, is are you done with that? Are you finished selling yourself way short and heaping one painful limitation after another upon your will and yourself? Sick of limiting yourself? Good. I mean, if you answered no, I'm not, I'd prefer to do that. No, that's absolutely not a problem. There's a reason you're paying attention to this conversation here today. There always is. There always is a reason why. We do have this power of decision in the present moment, and it is a great power indeed. It's really the only power we have here in the world because the world itself is not real. It itself is illusion. It's not our real home. And we all do deep down know this. Whether we consciously choose to acknowledge that is a completely different question. But our doubting and denying truth does not make truth untrue. It remains true, just as it is. And if we were to flip the script and welcome truth and accept it just as it is, what you would see and experience will blow your mind in a good way. I do invite you to join me. I do. I invite you to cultivate your relationship with your inner teacher, the Holy Spirit. Call it whatever you want to call it. That's just a name, doesn't matter. I invite you to cultivate this relationship and allow yourself to be guided, allow yourself to be led. How do you become the ultimate leader? You become the ultimate follower first. Jesus did this. He did. He'll help you do it now. We get out of our own way and we allow our inner teacher to guide and direct us. So I do invite you to join us on that one. And this course tells it like it is. Doesn't mean that that's what we all want to hear, but deep down we do. But we could deny that. We could run off and do something else. We could put this book down or this series of videos down, and it will still be going on until there's no more use for this. They'll still be here. They'll still be recorded. Why? Because you never know who you're going to reach. Part of the beauty of this 21st century technology, including this huge broadcast channel, YouTube, is you don't know who's watching. I have no idea. But I hope that you have found some inspiration in this conversation. I hope, as I always do, that it has inspired you in some way to practice. So I thank you for tuning in. If you have not yet subscribed, I'd love to have you join us. This prompt in the corner of your screen, that little arrow, is For just that, click that, hover over it. You'll be prompted to subscribe. Join us, do it, and you'll see several videos each week. We're going through A Course in Miracles, which is very deep. You deserve nothing less. It calls it like it sees it, just as it is. It presents things just as they are. Oh, thank God, right? Exactly. We say we want directness. Welcome. You're here. On that note, if there are questions, please feel welcome to leave them. My intention with having this space here on YouTube is there's room for discussion. There have been many, many excellent questions asked about spirituality in general, about A Course in Miracles, or if you have something that you'd like clarification on, I'd be happy to address that. I'm also more than happy to take a video or two or three or more to talk about a particular issue. I'm very interested in what's coming up for you live. My role here is to be a guide, to serve as a guide for you. So questions are always good if you have them. And I thank you for joining me, and I'll talk to you soon.